Good evening, and it is a great pleasure to introduce Eleanor Shaw, who is our current tennis and rounders captain. So, welcome. How are you?
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I finished my exam, so I'm very happy at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I finished mine a week ago, so it's nice to not have any more stress.
No, really happy that they're over. So, I'll dive right into the questions.
Okay.
So, what was or has been your favourite sporting event to date?
I've got two. I think in school my favourite one was playing Loughborough in the rounders finals because it got quite heated and we all played so well in that match, and since Loughborough have been some of our biggest rivals, it was really amazing to win because we got so excited when we won. It was just a great reaction.
Yeah, definitely. Crikey, the reactions were just amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone running onto like the pitch, everything.
Yeah. I think my other one is for tennis, and I was really lucky to play at Wimbledon. I won this tournament and I did something called the Road to Wimbledon, and I got to play at Wimbledon, which was amazing because I've watched it for so long. It was really cool to kind of be on the courts that the professionals had been on.
Yeah, that's like a dream, that is, especially in tennis. It's like
Yeah.
you've done it, really, haven't you, playing at Wimbledon? I'm very jealous. Who is the best player you played with and against?
In school, it's you guys definitely for hockey. You, Amy, Ihu, Danny. I'm always just so in awe of how composed you are on the ball, and you can just like hit it into the goal. I'm like, how do you do that? It's amazing. In tennis, probably someone that I played with in the Road to Wimbledon, because there was doubles, and she was just a great all-round player. She could set up points really nicely, so I could put it away with a volley, but she could also come into the net and attack. So it was really great playing with her. Against for tennis, there was a girl that I played who was ranked really highly nationally, and it was just so hard to attack against her because she just hit such deep, consistent shots. She was always on the offensive, and yeah, she was just incredible to play. Probably Loughborough. They're just a really strong team. Hockey, netball, they've got some really good girls. So
yeah, definitely. I feel like Loughborough is definitely our biggest rivals, and obviously you were at Loughborough.
Yeah, I was at primary school.
Yeah, so at least you came to us for senior school, so you got a little bit more pressure having one of your own players and everything. So yeah, I feel like in tennis, especially with doubles, it really does have an impact having someone that's like really good.
Yeah, definitely, because you feel supported on court.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, playing against you is very difficult. I will give you that. Yeah, very scared of you when you do like your proper shots. Okay. What are your earliest sporting memories?
Probably starting tennis squads when I was about 4 or 5 at David Lloyd, and just kind of learning how to hit a forehand. And when I got it in, I got really excited because it didn't go in as often as it does now. And I was also really lucky to meet a lot of my friends at those squads that I'm still friends with now. So I just have lots of really great memories of learning with them and playing lots of different games at such a young age. And we've carried on that friendship, so it's really nice.
Yeah, friendships are always lovely in sport. I think that's probably one of the main things to get involved in sport. You have friendships for life, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a big reason why I love playing sport, because you can just meet loads of new people. Especially in tennis, you go around the country you go to different tournaments in different areas, so you meet new people, and it's really great.
Yeah, it's like us. We obviously both played at Chartered Sapphires before you came to Ratcliffe. Yeah, so that was like a friendship already.
Yeah, it was like you, Becky, Annabelle.
Yeah, a whole group of us playing netball, and then you came and joined us, which was nice, as well as Ellie Gallacher. Yeah, that was really nice. Were you always a natural sports person?
I don't know if you can be a natural sports person. I guess yes, in the sense that I was always quite naturally coordinated, which really helped with tennis. And I did pick things up quite quickly. But I think more how I got into sport was I always just had a natural enthusiasm for it. And I was just really enthusiastic, so I wanted to play more, so I got better. So I don't think it was necessarily natural talent. I think it was more just a love for the game, which really helped me progress.
Yeah, that is very true. Because obviously you work hard through the enthusiasm to get where you are, and which what obviously you've done to get to where you are in tennis. When did you realise you had a real talent?
I think it was when I could pick things up quite quickly. I realised, because I could pick techniques for serves up quite quickly, or the technique for, say, a backhand slice quite easily. And also when I started to see some results in the tournaments that I was playing in and began to consistently get to maybe the semi-finals or even the final and move up the rankings. And I think that's when I realised I had had a talent for tennis.
Yeah, that the thing, like the results, it kind of, GCSE knowledge of results, like
knowledge of results,
motivates you as well. It just came to mind when I was thinking on it.
No, when I was looking at the questions earlier, I was like, oh yeah, I could bring in a bit of A-level PE.
Yeah. Yeah, that really does help, actually, the motivational factor of having the results behind you.
Yeah, it is a big help, because it makes you think, I want to keep going, I can keep winning, I guess.
Yeah. So you've already picked up on what sports that you play, but what sports also do you play, and what standard?
So I play tennis to a county standard, and then hockey and netball at school, and then rounders at school as well.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love rounders. It's the best season. And tennis.
Because you just have fun, and
it's been so disappointing, like especially last year due to COVID, so we missed that whole season, and then the year before we had our GCSE, so we weren't even here.
And I was hoping that we would get a rounders fixture this year, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. But I got quite excited when Miss Bakewell suggested, we may have a rounders fixture. I was like, yes, we can get the team back together.
Yeah, especially the team that we went to nationals. It was such a good day at nationals.
I have really fond memories of that. It's really fun.
Yeah, let's just hope there's a tennis season.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, something to do.
Yeah.
Who has been your most inspirational sports teacher or coach?
At school, probably Miss Bakewell, because she's a tennis player as well, but she always is so enthusiastic, always has a lot of energy, even if it's pouring on really wants to play sport, it's helpful. And then my individual tennis coach, who I've worked with for about 10 years, called Tom Lewis, he's really inspired me, because he's shown that you don't necessarily need to be the best player on court. You don't need to have the best technique or anything. As long as you've got the determination, the effort to chase down every ball, and to play your game, then you can win regardless of who's higher ranked, who's the better player. It doesn't matter. So definitely those two.
You like built a good relationship there with that coach, especially having him for 10 years. It really does help.
Yeah, because I knew him before I started working with him, because he did squads. So we just built a great relationship over the years, and I can imagine him not being my coach.
That's nice. So I can't even imagine having one coach. I'm awful with coaches as well. I've had so many. I never get on with them. I hate coaching.
Yeah. If it's the wrong person, it doesn't work. If they don't suit you, then it's hard.
I always feel like I'm right, so I hate it when they tell me to improve. It's not the best attitude having a coach, but they do help you get places. I will give them that. They are very good at what they do. What challenges have you come across to get where you are?
Physically, I was never the best mover on court. I didn't always have the best agility or speed. So I really had to work with my strength and conditioning coach to improve on that, and to get better, and to kind of get to the level where people that I was competing against. And then mentally, I always kind of struggle with my nerves, and that negatively impacted my performance. So I had to work on kind of management of my nerves, kind of strategies to improve it, and to decrease the nerves and more increase my confidence on court. So I think those are definitely the two challenges that I've had to overcome.
Yeah, well, you can definitely tell that you don't have nerves when we're at training or in any tennis matches at school.
Yeah, it's always a competitive situation. Like at school, sometimes when we're about to start like playing a hockey match or something, I'll be like, oh no, I'm being a bit nervous.
Yeah, when you get into it though, it always just you just
Yeah,
forget
it
about
always
the nerves.
goes away.
Yeah,
But
you're in
it's
that
that,
zone.
yeah, it's that first, in tennis, it's the first couple of games where you're just not quite sure what's going to happen, how you're playing, how your serve is. You just kind of all got that in your mind.
Yeah, that's like me in hockey. I always get, and on the golf especially, everyone's watching you, especially in like tennis and golf. It's being a single sport, all eyes are on you.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes at tennis tournaments, people are sitting like right by the court, and so you're thinking, oh no, what if I call a really poor line call or something? And oh no.
Yeah, that's what really gets me, is the fact that you're all alone on that court, no one near you. Obviously, your coaches can't be with you at the same time, your parents, but you overcome it, which is very good.
Yeah, that's why I like doubles a bit more than singles, because you have that extra person on court, the person to kind of boost you up if you're not playing so well. They say, come on, you can do this. And
yeah, or blame them.
Or just go, no, that was an awful shot.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
I'll start with weaknesses first, I think. I think one of my weaknesses in tennis is I tend to play the other person's game. So my game's quite attacking. I don't like getting into long rallies because that's when I make mistakes. So I prefer to play an attacking game. But I tend to, in matches, resort to my opponent's game, which may be really long rallies. So then they have the advantage, and I'll just end up on the defensive. So I won't play my game. So I think that's one of my weaknesses. And then I'd say in netball, for example, I'm a shooter. So I don't always drive forwards in the D. I sometimes drive horizontally or away from the ball, which makes it a lot harder for me to get the ball and easier for my opponent to intercept. So that's definitely one of my weaknesses. I guess for my strengths, my forehand and volley are definitely my biggest strengths in tennis. I like to use my forehand to attack, move it up, to put away the ball. In balls, I was a passer, so I produce quite good passes, even when I'm under pressure. So I think my passing as well is good.
Yeah, that's really good. So obviously for a weakness, sometimes it's hard to overcome.
Yeah.
So by really training so many times a week and stuff, it really does help work on those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So like watching tennis, you can really tell when someone's like, it's their game. So they're not playing to the other person's advantage.
Yeah. You can definitely tell if who's in control of the points and who's not. When you're watching it, you're like, oh, that person's a lot more, she's playing to the weaknesses, she's definitely stronger, more in control.
Yeah, that's really important, isn't it? What's the best advice you were given which has helped you?
Probably don't compare yourself to others. You all improve, I guess you all improve at a different rate. And if you compare yourself to your friend or you compare yourself to an older player, it can be really demotivating, especially if they're doing better at that time. You improve at your own pace, and so don't compare yourself. And that's really helped me, because it's helped me just focus on my own game, focus on what I need to improve, set goals for myself. And so now I don't worry about, say, what my friend's doing. I worry about what I need to improve. And that's really helped me get better and see more results in matches and everything.
Yeah, that's really good. That kind of links to the one before as well, like the weaknesses and everything. What advice would you give to any young aspiring athlete?
I would say you get out of sport what you put into sport. So always put in 100% effort at every training session and every match, because coaches will notice that, and they'll want to include you more in squad selections. And also, if you put the effort in, then you're going to get results out of it and you're going to see improvements in whatever sport you're playing. So I definitely think my biggest advice is always put in the effort, always attend, be reliable, prove to whoever your coach is that you can be there, put in the effort, because they'll want to include you, and then you'll get put in the squads and improve through that. So I think effort is the main advice I give. Always put in the effort.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously you're now coaching as well, so obviously that's helping it build skills in a different way through like speaking, and it links to aspiring young athletes.
Yeah, definitely. I work with mainly younger players, so it's definitely adapting your communication. It's providing constructive criticism, because they don't want to become demotivated if you're going, oh no, that was wrong, that was wrong, that was wrong. And it's definitely kind of, you're always kind of pushing them, come on, put in a bit more effort, like, come on, you can get that ball, kind of thing. Always encouraging them to get the extra ball, go run for the extra ball, or try and hit the shot a little bit harder, just put in the extra.
Yeah. Were you ever told you weren't going to be a success, or were you like dropped from a team? So how did you cope?
I was told by a coach when I was 10. Well, I think my parents were told by a coach, and then they passed the information on to me that I wasn't good enough to be in a squad if for the next age group up, to attend this tennis squad, which was quite upsetting because my friends were able to go into that squad and I couldn't. And so I did feel for a bit that I wasn't good enough at tennis, and that was quite demotivating. But overall, it was a good thing because it made me want to work harder and prove the coach wrong. And that helped my game because it made me more determined. And I couldn't take for granted that, oh, yes, I would definitely be in that squad. So I think it was a good thing that I was told you're not quite good enough, because it made me work harder.
Yeah, I feel like that's a key message, though, isn't it? The fact that even though you're dropped, it might not be a bad thing. It probably more than likely isn't. It's just a little bit of more motivation to work harder to get into that team.
I do believe that kind of everything does, in a way, in sport, especially, happen for a reason. If you're not good enough to be in the squad, there's a reason behind it. If you're not chosen, there's a reason. So it just gives you some back.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just cut off a little bit. Have you had any injuries, or how have you dealt with these?
Just cut out.
Oh, don't worry, I paused it.
Okay.
Have you had any injuries, and how have you dealt with them?
Yeah, so definitely in year 9 and 10, I dealt with a lot of knee injuries. I'm sure you remember. And it was really frustrating because I just had constant pain in my knees, and it was really hard to play sport. So I had to go see a physio, and then she gave me a stretching routine, and that's really helped me deal with the injury and kind of get back to being pretty much injury free, knock on wood. And having injury is quite hard to deal with because obviously physically you can't play sport, which is upsetting, but also mentally you're thinking, oh no, what if I get injured again? What if it happens again? What if I can't run for this shot and I get injured again? So I've definitely had to deal with that as well, and kind of go, well, if you do your warm up properly, if you do your stretching routine, then it's not going to happen. So I think that's how I've dealt with it, always making sure that I do a proper warm up, stretch, and yeah.
You're definitely sticking to a plan that physio gives. Is always they do know what they're doing, so
They do know, yeah.
You should follow it because it will make the recovery maybe quicker.
Yeah,
because obviously it's never nice watching like your teammates play, missing out on matches. Like the worst part of being a sports person, not playing.
It is because I see you guys doing hockey and I'd just be sitting on the side going, oh, I wish I was playing.
Yeah, that was like me, because obviously I always get injured in netball.
Yeah.
I'm probably never make an actual season in netball.
It was like, oh, if the lines are too slippy, Amy can't go.
Yeah, I'll fall over. Outside of sports, what do you want to achieve after leaving Ratcliffe?
So I'm hopefully going to Bath University to do sport and exercise science. So I'm sticking with the sport kind of field, and I don't know what exactly I want to do with the degree, but I know I want to work in the field of sport. So maybe on the movement side with movement analysis or biomechanics, or mentally with sports psychology, but I'm not sure. So just kind of.
I'm guessing you'll still play tennis at university?
Yeah, definitely. Bath has a really lovely tennis centre. It's really big. A lot of the more national events get played at Bath. So I'm definitely wanting to be going and joining in and stuff. And also they have a coaching programme, so I can continue coaching and have that as a job as well on the side.
Yeah, that's really good. I looked at Bath and I absolutely loved it. It's a great university.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Definitely for sport is one
amazing.
of the top universities on with Loughborough, but Loughborough's just down the road.
Loughborough's my insurance, so if I don't get into Bath, I'm at Loughborough.
Yeah, two very good sports universities there.
They're amazing, both of them.
I'm going to ask you a hard question. Okay. Which of your teammates has the best attitude for training?
Oh gosh, I'd say Danny definitely has an amazing attitude. I don't think I've ever seen her not put in the effort 100% of the time. I think if she, doesn't matter what sport it is, like if she was playing tennis, she'd die for a ball. If she was doing netball, if hockey, Danny has an amazing attitude. You do as well. Definitely you two. Ihu, I can't choose.
It is a hard question.
You always have amazing attitudes.
Yeah, Danny's attitude in tennis is just incredible.
Yeah.
Like when it was us three last week in the little row, I was like just doing my own little thing, having different attitudes.
Danny was getting proper competitive and into it.
Yeah, but why not having a competitive spirit in training as well? I'm gonna ask you, who has the worst attitude?
Amy. I couldn't. I don't think anyone has a really bad attitude. I think we're quite lucky. I don't think anyone think if it's raining then everyone's a bit off. But no, I don't think anyone has a really bad attitude.
Yeah, the weather hasn't been the best in terms of the tennis season so far, but
everyone's shown up and put,
that's been really good. That's all my questions. So I guess it's time for the big bit. I'll get my timer ready. Right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Go. Tennis.
Yeah.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Archery.
Yeah.
Rounders? No, not rounders. Hockey.
Oh,
cricket.
Yeah.
Rounders.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Football. Oh, stopped. His screen stopped. Here we go. I paused it for you anyway, the timer, so you can go again. Rugby.
Yeah.
You got 10 seconds. Darts.
Yeah.
5. Stop. Sorry.
Oh no.
You got 9.
Ah.
That's towards the top of the leaderboard. I mean, you got the same as Beth Cobden.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got the same as Beth. That's good.
Yeah. Compete with the sports athletes. Well, thank you. It's been really enjoyable.
Thank you very much as well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries. So I'll end the interview.
Okay, brilliant. Bye.